What are we doing today? We're working on a 1978 Datsun pickup truck, 620. Who am I? Your simple, gracious, humble host, the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee, without a doubt. Before I put the grill in, I want to mount this fan on the radiator just in case it gets really hot. It'll help to cool things off. Auxiliary fan. This carburetor has got to go. It's no good. It always idled rough, and then finally it developed a big vacuum leak, and I know it's in the carburetor somewhere. I'm pretty sure about it. It seems like in the shaft. Anyways, I got a Thunder Mingo to go on there. New air filter came with my Thunder Mingo, which is just a Weber clone, Chinese, but seems like they had good reviews, and I know the Weber works really good on my L16 and the 510 wagon, so we'll try this thing out. We have what appears to be here a tunnel ram. Ooh, that's glued on there, so maybe I'll just leave that. Let's see how the Mingo fits on there. I was afraid of that. I think we're gonna need an adapter. This is certainly not something I would normally do. I would pay extra to get an adapter to come in before I did this, but I can't find one that's gonna come in within a reasonable amount of time, and I have to have this. So I'm gonna steal this adapter, and probably after I get back from my trip, we'll put it back on and fix this car, see what's going on with the fuel issue. I'm gonna tell you people something right now. Sometimes I think I'm losing my mind. I would have bet my sister Becky that this car had a header on it. And it doesn't. It's just got a stock manifold. I don't know why on earth I thought it had a header on it. I wish I would have said earth instead of earth. Too late now. Here's what we're after right here, this adapter. Well, I just about flipped out. I said, where's the air filter? I don't even remember taking it off. See, I told you. I'm losing my mind. I took it off because when I broke down on the side of the road and it's inside of the car, I never put it back on. Good grief. A new gasket would be best, but I'm just gonna seal it up with this. This is one of those deals. Do what I say and not what I do. Most of you know how to take these studs out, but for those of you that don't, I will show you. You put a nut on, then you put another nut on top of it. You lock that nut to that nut, and then you take the bottom nut and unscrew it. And it's gonna take 2 wrenches on this one because it is a little tight. I was gonna use my southern fruity voice. Y'all know how to take out studs. I ordered this same adapter, but it's kind of crappy, honestly, because it's just got this ditch here, the slope here, where it's ported that direction. And I saw the ones you can get from Australia, which you can't get. They don't want to ship them on eBay, but what they do is they center up the holes. So it's a direct deal, and you don't have that, and I like it a little better. Not that it's going to make any difference, really, on this little engine. I just cut those using my cutoff wheel, and I didn't measure them or anything. Look at how lucky I got. They're identical. That's gangster. Well, I don't have any Loctite. Remember, do as I say, not as I do. If I get a big vacuum leak on my trip, somebody remind me what I did here. Now for the Thunder Mingo. The Thunder Mingo, apparently the holes are a little bit off. And I'm thinking they're probably a little off because that Weber carburetor fit. You know what we gotta do. Looking good, and I needed it. All bolted down, fuel line. I need to snip these back a little bit, I hate that. And cable. Let's see, she's idling a little fast. Oh, okay. Oh, I probably need a little spring on here is what it is. We'll do that real quick. Okay, she's up and running, warming up, and the Mingo has not disappointed. It's idling smoother than it ever has, and it's very responsive when I blip the throttle. Yeah. I cannot even wait to try it down the road. I'm gonna throw the air filter on it first real quick, and we will set sail and try this baby out. Well, this is new, and I think I'm gonna be sick, because I think it could be a head gasket. My fears may have come true. Meanwhile, the Mingo performs flawlessly. Look how smooth it's idling. I've been tuning on it. We're just gonna ignore that over there for now. Well, it quit spraying, and it is possible, I think, that there was some air in the system. I did have to put this coolant sensor here for the fan that I put on. It's not overheating. This engine is not hot, and may just had an air pocket in it, I'm hoping. I'll shut it off, check the levels, and get the air filter on, and we'll run her down the road. Well, I had the engine turned off and my fan kicked on, so that's good. We know it's working properly. Let's look at the gauge and see what it kicked on at. That way I'll know when it's gonna kick on. Let's see how hot she got. So just about middle way. That's good. I'm glad that fan kicks on then. So if I'm in traffic, it'll kick on. Yeah, our fan works. Maybe too good. It won't shut off. Air filter looks nice on there. It has a PVC spot, so I'll probably hook it to that vent on top of the valve cover. Our fan just will not give it up. It is an eBay special, of course. There we go. Let's shut her down. May have to just hook it to a toggle switch because the other fan works good anyways. Let's try this carburetor out, and I'm just hoping maybe there's just air in there because I did change that sensor, so if I'm lucky. Well, it's running really good. I still got like a dead spot where it goes from one barrel to two barrels, I guess, or something. You can feel it in the pedal, and you can feel it in the truck when it happens. I don't know what's going on with the coolant system. It's running cool, like I said, for right now, nice and cool. It'll probably stay like that, so I'm not sure. I just feel like, in my experience, every single four-cylinder truck that has aluminum head needs a head gasket. The Thunder Mingo is just doing great. I like this carburetor for the money. Let's try it from a dead stop and see what you guys think. All right, I'm only gonna do this once for you guys, and just because, but I wouldn't normally do this. We're getting ready to grab second. Ready? Here we go. Here's first. You hear that? Datsun power, baby. I got some kind of mystery rattle. It's doing good. I got a new brake booster because the diaphragm and this one is no good. This is the same size, but these studs aren't gonna match up. So I'm gonna take this one off and just kind of see what I can do. The bolt pattern's different. The rod length is different, of course. And I'm thinking, I might be crazy. I'm thinking I'm gonna get this apart and take the diaphragm out of this one and put it into this one.
I've got to bend these tabs out, and so I squeeze them. If they want to bounce back, of course, so I just tap them. They seem to stay in place then.
I suspect there is a tear in this somewhere, but I don't know. I don't see one. Interesting. It may just be leaking around this one of these seals in the front or back. Unfortunately, I must not have hit the right button because the camera didn't film me painting the booster parts. Since I'm on here yapping anyways, I'm gonna tell you, I took that old booster apart, cleaned it all up and put it back together. As you'll see, what I think was wrong with it and where it was leaking is where it was pinched together. It was really rusted around that edge and into the rubber and everything, and I think that's what was causing it to leak. The brakes have never worked better after I got it all back together. I just greased up all the sealing surfaces on this unit. I know grease sometimes will hurt rubber. Maybe it swells it up, I'm not sure, but I don't think it's gonna hurt this rubber. This is good old rubber, before they made synthetic, I think, because it's got no cracks, it's nice and pliable. I think it's gonna be all right. I think there's hope. The Thunder Mingo has more potential, and I just simply cannot ignore that. Removing the secondary jet while making a short, and I forgot to click the record button, for crying out loud. I don't have a bigger jet, I have torch tip cleaners, and I'm gonna open this up a little bit and we'll give it a try. I opened her up pretty good. I may have gotten a little bit out of hand. I think this is a 140. Back from my test drive, if you guys could tell while I was riding on it through the camera how much better it was running, I would take you with me, but there's no point in it, you won't be able to tell. What it was doing was bogging down when it get into the secondaries. That's why I drilled out the secondary jet, and it made a huge improvement, and I think it's just about perfect. I'd be scared to go anymore. I think we got as much power out of this little old truck as we're gonna get. As far as the head gasket goes, it didn't get hot this time. I drove it again this morning. I'm not really sure what on earth is going on with that, other than maybe there's just air pockets in it when I work in the cooling system and it's sensitive about that. I'm not sure. It did go blub, blub, blub a little bit when I parked it, but this thing, look, it's not that hot. This bottom hose for sure is cool, so. But wouldn't be hot if compression was leaking, pushing air into the radiator system, cooling system. Anyways, I'm a happy Benny. It's doing good. Dug my grill out of the pile. It needs to be cleaned up, but I'm gonna put it on the truck first. We'll wash the whole truck. I've got 4 620 Datsun trucks and only one Datsun badge for a grill, so I'm glad to have that one. These two nuts are froze up on there pretty good. I cleaned them with a wire wheel and I tried to take them off with the ratchet, but they won't budge. So what's going to end up happening if I try to is it's going to break this plastic off on the other side of the badge, and obviously I don't want that to happen. Can't heat up the nut because it's going to get all over this plastic. So I'm going to take my cutoff wheel and go right here next to the side of it, being careful not to hit the threads, maybe even on both sides, and keep a cool rag here with me so that I can keep it cooled off, and then the nut will come off of there without damaging the badge. See, that heat will help break it loose too, but it won't be all over the plastic and everything else. All we'll have to do is replace the nut. I'll get this other side off. Grill, bumper, and the two lights on the front all installed. That's a money shot right there is what they call that. New old stock. Is there anything better? And these are good quality. I mean, they make reproduction ones I found. It took me a long time to find them, but they're nowhere near the quality of these. These are made in the US of A. This is something you don't see nowadays. Instructions are in English. Just lovely. Good and bad news. These are not the exact mirror that's supposed to be in these holes. That's the bad news. The good news is the mirrors match each other. I'm very happy just to have this style mirror on this truck. It'll go great with the camper. And these holes are nothing, easy to fix. Besides, these doors aren't really in that great a shape. I think I got a better set. Hey now, yeah. By the way, I did finish the interior. Remember last week we started up on it and I got both sides done now, both door panels, the seat, headliner, visors, dash, and this other side. This one looks so much shorter, but I'm sure I checked it. Well, this one, although it looked the same, is quite different. About an inch, I measured it. This V part is shorter and smaller, even though they're the same part number. It just so happens I have one lonely mirror bracket, and I think this bracket will fit in the existing holes on that truck in the shop. I thought, try and get this off while it was still mounted here. Might have to get an impact on that. The whole thing is spinning. You have to be difficult. And they're all gonna do that. Anyhow, look how stainless steel holds up for years. It's been on there. I don't know, maybe I'll just mount that one on there. Thing I don't like about it is it's so short. I don't want it flopping around. The door is flimsy anyhow. Maybe I'll cut these off, I can't decide. That ain't pretty. I have been eyeballing this, and I think I have the other one somewhere. It's not on this truck, I don't think, but I would love to have these on my truck. You just don't know how happy I am to find this other window vent. It's a little dented up, that's okay. These are stainless steel, and all the hardware was still in the doors, so they're going on my ride. I did get this mirror installed using the bracket off of the Datsun truck, and they fit perfectly. So I'll keep my eyes open if I can find another bracket like that so that they match. Need to light up? I got you covered. Oh no. Guys, it's starting to rain. Fun's over. No more smoking. Not on my watch, boys. Well, what do you think? I got them installed. I think they look great. If I did smoke, they'd be handy, which I don't. This side does have a little ding going on there. I tried to straighten it out the best I can, and it's gonna have to do. If you made it to the end of the video, please let me know whether or not you are a smoker, a joker, or a midnight toker. One more thing. If you are not being notified about my shorts that I post, figure that out, how to do it. If you're interested in following me on the trip I'm getting ready to take here in less than 2 weeks. I won't be able to post any videos till I get back, but it would be fun for me if you guys followed along on my trip and we could communicate that way.